Hi, everybody. I'm back, and I am Ron, and I'm an alcoholic. And this is...
Hey, I'm Bobby, and I'm an alcoholic as well.
That's Big Book Bobby, and I'm right on Ron. What we're talking about now is we just finished step 9, doing a step 9 with our sponsor, and talking about the amends that we're going to make to ourselves and to others. Now we're going to talk about step 10. And step 10 in the Big Book is pages 84 and 85. And let's get started. Step 10, continue to take personal inventory, and when we're wrong, promptly admitted it. Page 84, we continue to take personal inventory and continue to set right any new mistakes as we go along. Page 84, we vigorously commence this way of living as we clean up the past. Page 84, we have entered the world of the Spirit. Page 84, our next function is to grow in understanding and effectiveness. This is not an overnight matter. It should continue for a lifetime. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I haven't redone anything different from the Big Book. This is all in the Big Book. 10, 11, and 12 is exactly from the Big Book, and we're reading it to you, except for this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So number 1, continue to watch for selfishness, dishonesty, resentment, fear. Selfishness, dishonesty, resentment, and fear is our main defects of character. Overall, it's our main defects of character. In step 4, they added self-pity because they are self-seeking is because I wanted stuff from you. But our 4 main defects of character are selfishness, dishonesty, resentment, and fear. Okay, so we can continue to watch for that. Number 2, when these crop up, we ask at once to remove them. So we pray. Number 3, we discuss them with somebody immediately. This is really important. Like, just because this have came up, I need to tell somebody immediately, either that night or the next morning. I need to discuss it with somebody immediately, or it's going to grow like a big tree and it's going to branch out. And by the next day, you're not only going to have 4 main defects of character, you're going to have 100 added to it. Number 4.
Not even at night or in the morning. We discuss it with someone immediately. So whenever we do step 10, we go through all these things right away, right? Like we should be applying all 5 of these things.
That's right. And all through the day. Exactly. Okay. Number 4, make amends quickly if we have harmed anyone. Number 5, we resolutely turn our thoughts to someone we can help. Page 84. The Army has a code. The Army is be all you can be. That's their code. Well, in Alcoholics Anonymous, this is our code. Page 84. Love and tolerance of others is our code. I love that. Page 84. And we have to cease fighting anything or anyone, even alcohol. We have to stop fighting people. We have to. And if we do, we need to fix this. This is why step 10's here all through the day. Page 84. By this time, sanity will have returned. Thank God for sanity and a clear mind and a clear heart. Page 84, we would seldom be interested in liquor. If tempted, we recoil from it as from a hot flame. We react sanely and normally. Page 85, we will see how our new attitude towards liquor has been given us without thought or effort on our part. It just comes. That's a miracle of it. Page 85, we're nor cocky nor afraid. That is our experience. That is how we react so long as we keep spiritual condition. Page 85, it is easy to let up on our spiritual program of action and rest on our laurels. We are headed for trouble if we do, for alcohol is a subtle foe. We are not cured of alcoholism. Page 85, this is so wonderful. What we really have is a daily reprieve, and a reprieve it's like a gift. So we have a daily reprieve, we have a daily gift contingent on the maintenance of our spiritual condition. Every day is a day we must carry this vision of God's will into all of our activities. How can I best serve thee? Thy will, not mine, be done. Has a lot to do with step 7 there, but of course this is step 10. I love that. Page 85, if we have carefully followed directions, we have begun a sense of flow of his spirit into us. So that ends our step 4. Do you want to add anything, Bobby?
Our step Step 10, Ron, step 10.
Oh, I meant step 10. Sorry, people. That ends our step 10, and it's all through the day.
Yes, exactly. And what we want to be doing all through the day is these 5 things that we have right
That's
there.
right.
And that's all through the day. We can't make that clear enough.
That's right. And we have a daily reprieve contingent on the maintenance of our spiritual condition. So spiritual condition, what am I looking for? We have a daily reprieve. So our reprieve, once again, is a daily gift, contingent on the maintenance of our spiritual condition. So every day I need to live this.
Absolutely.
Okay, so go ahead, Bobby. You can start off. We're page 35 on our sheets. Go ahead.
All right, so we are now on step 11 from pages 85 to 88 in the Big Book. Step 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. Prayer is talking to God and meditation is listening. So we have this part here. It's not from the Big Book, but that's why we have it in brackets. But it says prayer is actually talking to God and meditation is listening. And what are we listening to? We're listening to our heart, right?
Absolutely.
So and that's it. Page 85. Step 11 suggests prayer and meditation. Page 86. It works if we have the proper attitude and work at it. Page 86. When we retire at night, we constructively review our day. So I quickly just want to say we have step 11 in the morning, and then we have step 11 at night. It is very important that we be doing our step 11. Ron, do you want to add on that real quick?
Well, no. Do you know what? I believe that when I retire at night and answering these 9 questions, it actually groups all the steps into at night. And I believe like 75% or 80%, this is more important than on the awakening, because when I retire at night, I have to answer all these questions. So I want to answer these questions. You can write out the answers in a diary, let's say, or just remember what your inventory is and what we need to do for the next day, and go out the next day and do it.
Yes, exactly. Step 11 is basically here for us to catch things that have happened throughout the day so we can fix it and deal with it right away.
That's right. So that's right. That's exactly right. So when we retire at night, I'm looking at my whole day, my inventory, my step 10, my step 7, my step 4. I'm looking at all the steps at this point. And if I need to fix something, this is where I'm going to do it. So step 11 is probably I believe it's one of the most important steps if you want to pick up your sobriety. And if you want to start doing well, once again, we really need to do step 11 when I retire at night and answer these 9 questions.
Yes, absolutely. So these are the 9 things we're going to do. Is number 1, were we resentful, selfish, dishonest, or afraid? Number 2, do we owe an apology? And if we owe an apology, make note of it and do it the very next day.
Exactly.
Number 3, have we kept something to ourselves which should be discussed with another person at once? So maybe am I struggling? Am I doing something unspiritual, right?
Yeah.
And then number 4, were we kind and loving towards all? Number 5, what could we have done better? Number 6, were we thinking of ourselves most of the time? Number 7, or were we thinking of what we could do for others, of what we could pack into the stream of life? And then number 8, it just says, but we must be careful not to drift into worry, remorse, or morbid reflection for what would diminish our usefulness to others. And number 9 says, after making a review, we ask God's forgiveness and inquire what corrective measures should be taken. So that's what we should be doing every single night. And step 11 is very important every night. We should be doing it every day and dealing with whatever comes up right away.
Perfect.
Okay, and this next portion is in the morning. This is on awakening, step 11.
So this is what we need to do every morning. I have this actually photocopied. I have on the awakening on one side of the paper, and on the other paper, on the other side of the paper, I have when I retire at night. So on the awakening, this is when you wake up in the morning. We read this, we get ourselves right with God, and we read this, and then we start our day.
Okay, so Page 86. On awakening, let us think about our 24 hours ahead. We consider our plans for the day. Before we begin, we ask God to direct our thinking, especially asking that it be divorced from self-pity, dishonest, or self-seeking motives. And now, anytime that it says we ask, that's basically a prayer, right?
Right.
Under these conditions, we can employ our mental faculties with assurance. For after all, God gave us brains to use.
Okay, stop there for 1 second. Okay, for after all, God gave us brains to use. We told you at the very beginning, up to all of these steps, we're saying the main problem is our thinking. The main problem is our thinking. And we really don't want you thinking before you start all of these steps. And we want you to rely on God and in your heart and in prayer. But by the time you get to step 11, for after all, God gave us brains to use. By now, you have done the work, and now you're not selfish and self-centered anymore, let's hope, and you're God-reliant. And this is why now we want your thinking is now in line with your heart, and now I can move forward living a life from how I think and from what God wants me to do, from my heart to my head, is in line by this time.
Okay, so our thought life will be placed on a much higher plane when our thinking is cleared of wrong motives.
Okay.
In thinking about our day, we may face indecision. We may not be able to determine which course to take. Here we ask, so another prayer, God for inspiration and intuitive thought or a decision.
Perfect.
We relax and take it easy. We don't struggle. We are often surprised how the right answers come after we've tried this for a while. What used to be the hunch or the occasional inspiration gradually becomes a working part of the mind. Being still inexperienced and having just made conscious contact with God, it is not probable that we are going to be inspired at all times. We might pay for this presumption in all sorts of absurd actions and ideas. Nevertheless, we find that our thinking will, as time passes, be more and more on the plane of inspiration. We come to rely upon it. So that kind of touches more on what Ron was just explaining, right?
Right.
We usually conclude the period of meditation with a prayer that we be shown all through the day what our next step is to be, that we be given whatever we need to take care of such problems. We ask especially for freedom from self-will and are careful to make no requests for ourselves only. We may ask for ourselves, however, if others will be helped. We are careful never to pray for our own selfish ends. Many of us have wasted a lot of time doing that, and it doesn't work. You can easily see why. So this part is a part where we do our own prayer, not praying for our own selfish ends, and mainly of what God's will is for us.
Exactly.
If circumstances warrant, we ask our wives or friends to join us in morning meditation. If we belong to a religious denomination which requires a definite morning devotion, we attend to that also. If not members of religious bodies, we sometimes select and memorize a few set prayers which emphasize the principles we've been discussing. There are many helpful books also. Suggestions about these may be obtained from one's priest, minister, or rabbi. Be quick to see where religious people are right. Make use of what they offer. Okay, so this is something that we do all through the day through step 11. As we go through the day, we pause when agitated or doubtful. So let's say we're restless, irritable, discontent, we're stressed out, agitated or doubtful, we're going to pause.
That's
and then
right.
we ask God for the right thought or action. We constantly remind ourselves we are no longer running the show, humbly saying to ourselves many times each day, thy will be done. Absolutely love that.
So
We are then in danger of excitement, fear, anger, worry, self-pity, or foolish decisions. We become much more efficient. We do not tire so easily, for we are not burning up energy foolishly as we did when we were trying to arrange life to suit ourselves. It works. It really does. We alcoholics are undisciplined, so we let God discipline us in the simple way we have just outlined through step 11. But this is not all. There's action and more action. Faith without works is dead. The next chapter is entirely devoted to step 12.
Okay, so I'll start step 12, Bobby. So step 12 in the big book is pages 89 to 103, and we are on page 37 on our sheets. Step 12, having had a spiritual awakening, As a result of these steps, we try to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. Of course, the principles are the 12 steps. Okay, page 89, practical experience shows nothing will so much ensure immunity from drinking as intensive work with other alcoholics. It works when other activities fail. This is our 12th suggestion. Carry this message to other alcoholics. You will help when no one else can. You can secure their confidence when others fail. Remember, they are very ill. And what we're doing is we're giving the 12 steps to others. This is how we can help the other alcoholics. I have found loving them is a wonderful thing, but we need to actually help them with the 12 steps. So we give them a program of recovery, a new way to see life, and a new way to live life through your heart. Page 89, life will take on a new meaning. To watch people recover, to see them help others, to watch loneliness vanish, to see a fellowship grow about you, to have a host of friends. This is an experience you must not miss. You know you will not want to miss it. Frequent contact with newcomers and with each other is a bright spot of our lives. Page 90. When you discover a prospect for Alcoholics Anonymous, find out all you can about him. If he does not want to stop drinking, don't waste your time trying to persuade him. You may spoil a later opportunity. This advice is given for his family also. They should be patient, realizing they're dealing with a sick person. Page 90. Don't deal with him when he is very drunk, unless he is ugly and his family needs your help. Wait for the end of the spree. So we want to wait until the next morning. So can I help anybody who's drug addicted or dying of booze right now and they're drinking? Can I help any of them? The answer is no. I want to wait for the next morning. Page 91. When possible, avoid meeting a man through his family. So we really directly want to talk to that person. Page 91. See your man alone if possible. At first, engage in a general conversation. After a while, turn the talk to some phase of his drinking. Tell him enough about your drinking habits, symptoms, and experience to encourage him to speak of himself if he wishes to talk. Let him do so. You will thus get a better idea how you ought to proceed. Page 92. If you are satisfied that he is a real alcoholic, begin to dwell on the hopeless feature of the malady. Show him from your experience how the queer mental condition surrounding that first drink prevents normal functioning of the willpower. Page 92, continue to speak alcoholism as an illness, a fatal malady. Bill Wilson says it's an allergy that will condemn you to die. Talk about the conditions of the body and mind which accompany it. That's symptoms, the mind and the body. But remember, before that is the spiritual malady. Page 95. This is so important. So please, everybody in the fellowship, read this, and who works the program of the big book. Please read this, reread it. Please live this. Never talk down to an alcoholic from any moral or spiritual hilltop. We don't do that. We walk with them. Simply lay out the kit of the spiritual tools for his inspection. Show him how they have worked with you. Offer him friendship and fellowship. Tell him that if he wants to get well, you will do anything to help. Page 96. Do not be discouraged if your prospect does not respond at once. Search out other alcoholics and try again. You are sure to find someone desperate enough to accept the eagerness what you have to offer. We find it a waste of time to keep chasing a man who cannot or will not work with you. If you leave such a person alone, he will soon become convinced that he cannot recover by himself. To spend too much time on one situation is to deny some other alcoholic the opportunity to live and to be happy.
So I just want to say something after that is it tells us there, basically don't waste your time trying to help out an alcoholic that doesn't want to accept the help.
That's right.
Like,
we help the people who are willing and who want to do this work. And you know what? The people who are willing, the willingness is a huge key. It truly is. And what we should do is ask everybody before we even start working with them, hey, are you willing to go to any lengths Oh, yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm willing to do anything. Well, remind them of that when you first ask them, because you're going to use that later to help them with that willingness.
Yes.
Okay, so page 38 in our sheets. We're on the top of page 38, and we're on page 97 in the big book. Never avoid these responsibilities. Be sure you are doing the right thing if you assume them. Helping others is the foundation stone of your recovery. A kindly act once in a while is enough. Did you get that, people? Helping others is the foundation stone of your recovery. So we need to help others. And look, a kind act once in a while is enough. So if you're doing this just once in a while, it's not enough. You have to act a good Samaritan every day. If need be, it may mean the loss of many nights' sleep, great interferences with your pleasures, interruptions to your business. It may mean sharing your money in your home, counseling frantic wives and relatives, innumerable trips to police courts, sanitarium, hospital, jails, and asylums. Your telephone may jingle at any time, day or night, and it has with me over the 32 years. Your wife may sometimes say she is neglected. A drunk may have smashed your furniture in your home or burn your mattress. You may have to fight with him if he is violent. Sometimes you will have to call a doctor or administer sedatives under his direction. Another time you may have to send for the police or an ambulance. Occasionally you will have to meet all such conditions, and I truly have. Okay, go ahead, Bobby. You start off with page 98.
Hey, page 98. The men who cry for money and shelter before conquering alcohol are on the wrong track. Page 98. Arguments and fault finding are to be avoided like the plague.
Exactly.
And there's one word that we can say to stop any argument, and it's okay.
It's true.
Right? And it tells us right here it should be avoided like the plague. So let's just say okay.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right.
Page 99. Let no alcoholic say he cannot recover unless he has his family back. This just isn't so. Page 100. Both you and the new man must walk day by day in the path of spiritual progress. If you persist, remarkable things will happen. When we look back, we realize that the things which came to us when we put ourselves in God's hands were better than anything we could have planned. Follow the dictates of a higher power, and you will presently live in a new and wonderful world, no matter what your present circumstances.
Exactly.
So no matter what's going on in your life, if you follow the dictates of a higher power, we will presently live in a new and wonderful world. Amazing. Page 100. Assuming we are spiritually fit, we can do all sorts of things alcoholics are not supposed to do. We must not have it in our homes. We must shun friends who drink. We must avoid moving pictures which show drinking scenes. We must not go into bars. Our friends must hide their bottles if we go to their houses. We mustn't think or be reminded about alcohol at all. Our experience shows that this is not necessarily so. We meet these conditions every day. An alcoholic who cannot meet them still has an alcoholic mind. There's something the matter with the spiritual status. So if this is what we recover from, is this kind of thinking, this obsession, right?
That's right. That's true. And if I'm still thinking that way, I still haven't recovered from that hopelessly state of mind and body. If I'm avoiding places or whatever that case might be, I might not be that comfortable around it, but I'm going to place myself in positions that help and love me today than putting myself in positions that don't.
Yeah, exactly. So if we're still thinking that way, then maybe we missed something through going through these steps. Right?
That's right. Exactly.
So let's keep going here. Page 101. So a rule is not to avoid a place where there's drinking if we have a legitimate reason for being there. That includes bars, nightclubs, dances, receptions, weddings, even plain ordinary whoopee parties. To a person who has had experience with an alcoholic, this may seem like tempting providence, but it isn't. Page 101. You will note that we made an important qualification. Therefore, ask yourself on each occasion, have I any good social, business, or personal reason for going to this place? Or am I expecting to steal a little vicarious pleasure from the atmosphere of such places? If you answer these questions satisfactorily, you need have no apprehension. Go or stay away, whichever seems best. But be sure you are on solid spiritual ground before you start, and that your motive in going is thoroughly good. Do not think what you will get out of the occasion. Think of what you can bring to it. But if you are shaky, you would better work with another alcoholic instead.
Okay, I'm going to finish this off, Bobby. Page 102. Your job now, we all have a job to do, and this is our job. Page 102. Your job now is to be at a place where you may be of a maximum helpfulness to others. So never hesitate to go anywhere if you can be helpful. You should not hesitate to visit the most sordid spot on earth on such an errand. Keep on the firing line of life with these motives, and God will keep you unharmed. 103. After all, our problems were of our own making. Bottles were only a symbol. Besides, we have to stop fighting anybody or anything. We have to. And at the bottom, that will bring us to the end of step 12. But at the bottom, I have the 3 legacies. You'll hear about it in the rooms of AA. The 3 legacies is the triangle star, the unity, the recovery, and the service. And the circle around it is God, keeping it together. So when we have done the 12 steps in 12 hours, please pass this on. And it has our website at the bottom, rightonron.com, loveandservice.ca, or bigbuckbobby.com. All of that will bring it to the 12 steps in 12 hours. Here's our last page, and you want to go over our last page, Bobby, because now the 12 steps are done. Now you've had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps. An awakening is long-term and it's ongoing. And now talk about this last sheet here, Bobby, because you and I decided that we needed to do this to help people, and it's really positive and loving. Go ahead, Bobby.
It's just a review to go over these steps and exactly what they are. So we should be living in steps 2, 3, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12 daily. So it's something that I might want to be looking over and studying, so I know exactly what these steps mean and how I'm applying them in my life.
Exactly.
And you remember, like, now we've gone through the steps. It doesn't matter if you've got 3 days sober and you just finished the steps, 1 week, a month. It is our job now to reach out to the newcomers or the people struggling or coming back, and let's take people through these steps, right?
Absolutely.
That's what we do here.
And I've been talking about addiction and alcoholism. I've helped people, thousands of people who've been in Al-Anon, who've been in AA, who have been in CA, NA, you name it, and a lot of other fellowships. These 12 steps work for absolutely any addiction that you have in your life. We just have to replace. It really has nothing to do with the alcohol. Remember, alcohol is only a symptom of the problem. The problem is our thinking, and the solution is God and the 12 steps. It truly is.
All right. Well,
okay. So just to end this off, Bobby, is this page 39, the 12 steps review. We did this is to help people, just to review it and keep this beside your bed. But you know what? What I do is if I'm ever talking in meetings, I'm pretty well mentioning everything on this 12 steps review. So I make it very, very crystal clear to the people in the fellowship about the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous and the program, which is the first 103 pages. And with that being said, you know what, Bobby, thank you for the years of friendship, and to many, many more years. And to everybody who does this work, continue to do this work. Continue to do this. Light your heart on fire with love. And believe me, the more people you can do the steps with, the more you're going to love you, the more you're going to love them, and the more they're going to love others. So I want to thank Bobby for doing this with me. And anybody who's done this, you can do this. And you can do this for the rest of your life, one day at a time. So thank you, everybody. And Bobby, I want to thank everybody too.
Yeah, thanks, everybody. And just give this to others and work this daily. It'll change your life.
Okay, thank you, everybody. And I hope this answers a lot of the questions. And I hope you can get through the 12 steps in 12 hours in a simple, easy, loving way, and give love. So before I end, what I'm going to say one more thing is, how can my heart reach your heart? is when your mind's in the way and your head's in the way. Once we have done this work, now we have an open mind, we have an open heart, and now your heart can reach my heart, and my heart can reach your heart. And this is what it's all about. It's about changing one heart at a time. And that's what we do. Thanks, everybody. And thanks, Bobby.
Okay, bye.